So usually when people are learning how to knit, I always suggest that they start with hats. These are slightly bigger needles than I would suggest starting on, but the length is right. They're about 24 inches, which works for most people's heads. If you, from casting on, just knit the whole time, you'll have this sort of rolled up brim effect. This, if you were working on something flat, would be called stockinette. So it's knits on one side and purls on the other. When you're working flat, you have to knit on the front side and purl the back side for this effect. But when you're working in the round, it does it for you. You can just knit and knit and knit and get plenty of practice. And then the inside is all purls. If you're working flat and you knit on both sides, on the other hand, you get like the dragon scarf, which has sort of gaps where there are knits and purls between them, as opposed to being all knits on one side and all purls on the other, so you can kind of see the difference. Usually what I do with hats now is I do one row of knit and one row of purl. So these are purls on this side and knits on the other side. And then that makes a nice flippable brim for your hat as opposed to the roll-up brim. But if you prefer, you can do some other kind of combination, such as this one has 2 knits on this side and 3 purls. So the other side is 2 purls and 3 knits for this hat that I did. And you can get some pretty fun patterns once you get the hang of hats. And then as you're decreasing your hats on the top, you just switch all of your knitting from such as these larger needles. As you start decreasing your hat, you can switch down onto smaller needles, and then I have like an even smaller one to finish off the hat. But it's definitely a good place to start. I made at least 100 hats before I learned how to do anything else.